Okay. All right, Eyshe, the floor is yours. First of all, though, calendar and time changes.
Yo, good. Shalom Aleichem. As Cary said, we're going to have a small change. It's not really a change. It's actually a reversion back to what we're doing. So starting March 9th, we're going to go back to the 1 p.m. class time, if that works for everyone.
So it's not the next week, it's the week after that.
Yeah, week after.
Yeah, we'll tell Jay just when he comes in, because we'll hold the second announcement until he connects to his audio. Yeah. But yeah, starting at that point, we'll go back to the 1 o'clock. This also makes it easier for Eyshe when he's also in the Middle East to teach. So Jay's coming in. Do you want to preview the second announcement? Just a 1 week deal as well?
Oh, for when I come back?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's just like a preview, although we'll talk more about it as the day comes up. We might have to reschedule the class the week of the...
We did
16th? Or we did already... Yeah, we did already schedule it.
17.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, great. So yeah, that means, just as a reminder, on March 17th, we're going to have class on Friday instead.
At 12 p.m.
At 12 p.m.
Jay?
Yeah.
You missed the announcement because you were connecting in. Starting March 9th, we're moving back to 1 p.m.
Starting on March 9, 1 p.m., and that'll be on Thursdays?
Yeah, that'll be the new time for this class. No more 3:30.
Okay.
So, all right. Anyway, Eyshe, I'm going to go silent. The floor is yours.
Good. Dank.
Doc, excuse me. I thought I heard an announcement about Friday the 17th as well.
Oh, yes. One instead of Thursday that week, because Eyshe is coming back from the Middle East, and I told him to get some sleep point blank. So this way he's not teaching us jet lagged and falling over and sleeping in the middle of class. Class will be Friday that week at 12 p.m. Just a 1 week deal.
Okay. What time did you say? 12 p.m.?
Correct.
Okay.
1 week only, special day.
Yeah, that was doctor's orders.
Got it.
Yes.
Nu gut. Ja, Shalom Aleichem Eich, sehr schön euch zu sehen wie allemal.
Aleichem Shalom.
Ja, ich meine, es Heinz wird sein öfter ein geringer Tag. Wir werden mamschig sein mit Präfixen und Konverben, aber wir werden einen Guck geben auf unser Perlen. So today we're going to continue as normal with prefixes and Konverben, the separable prefixes, and we're going to apply that to literature and things that we read, and also talk more about Konverben, especially today, as we work on things more. But before we do that, wir allemal, wir dürfen führen ein bisschen Schmuzing. Efter darf ich fragen bei Martin. No, ich habe gefragt Martin zuerst das letzte Mal. Efter Gittel, was machst du?
Ich mach gut. Der andere war
Hi, Lois.
bin ich gegangen.
Good. I was just calling you back like you asked me to.
Oh, Cary's on.
All right, let me hit save on this first.
Yo, Cary, you might want to mute yourself.
Two people for the Seder.
All right, hold on. Let me get to that. Get into that
Hey,
area.
Cary sucked.
How many people do you have so far?
We have about 5. Yeah, we'll have more. So we'll be fine.
All
right. So recall.
Can you mute him or no?
I'm assigning this to your account. Lois.
Very
and registration for 2. What's your email, just so I can type it in?
Uh-oh.
breakoff@yahoo.com.
And your phone number?
312.
Yeah.
375-4974.
Good. Cary?
And it's $112 before the credit card
I don't
fee.
think he can hear.
Okay.
And then, do you want it on your MasterCard ending in
You don't have the power to mute him, do you?
No, I wish I did.
Can you give him a call or something?
Sorry.
I'm calling him.
Good. Okay. Yeah. He just.
I'll text him.
Good. Sehr schön. Okay. No, good. Gietel.
Sorry, I forgot to hit the mute button.
It's all good. It's all good. Gut.
Okay.
Gietel, was machst du?
Okay, ich mach geht. Der andere Woche habe ich gesagt, dass man darf gehen. Ich bin gegangen zu der Illinois Holocaust Museum, habe gesehen, ein sehr interessanter Film. Es ist gewesen ein großer Schnee, man bin gegangen. Es ist gewesen so viele Menschen, es ist because the Wetter ist gewesen sehr schlecht, but mir gekommen. Und es ist gewesen ein sehr guter Film und es gewesen eine sehr gute Diskussion mit Dudu Fischer und Menschen, die Arbeit von der Illinois Holocaust Museum. Es ist gewesen eine gute Woche.
Sehr schön.
Ja, und ich habe gehabt die Zeit zu hören, the recording, which is from the letzte Woche, von der Prefixes. Und es ist gewesen sehr gut zu hören, dass ich kann reden Jiddisch, aber ich weiß nicht, the Grammar, was sagt, ich just red, ich weiß nicht, als ich red geht, aber nicht geht, und das hilft eine Sache, zu studieren the language, exactly was man sagt.
Gut.
Es ist gewesen sehr interessant. Und die Woche ist gewesen gut. Und man hat Menschen jetzt, es ist nicht der Covid, man geht raus ein bisschen mehr, man geht zum Restaurant ein bisschen mehr mit Menschen. Es ist gewesen eine gute Woche für mich. Ja.
Sehr schön zu hören.
Sehr gut.
Ja, sehr fein. Und ein paar Sachen. Du hast genießt ein paar englische Wörter, beschaffst du hast gerät. Ja, nicht gedeigert. Ja, nicht gedeigert, nicht gefährlich. Aber, ob du willst wissen, wie soll man sagen das auf Jiddisch? Du hast gesagt, Discussion. Ja, auf Jiddisch wird man gesagt, Shmuzing oder דיסקוסיע.
Shmuzing.
Ja, Shmuzing oder דיסקוסיע. Ja. Und wegen Grammar, ob wir will sagen Grammar, das auf Jiddisch ist Grammatik. Grammatik. Ja, die Grammatik, das ist feminin. Ja, die Grammatik. And the adjective is grammatisch. Grammatisch. So if you want to say like, I don't know, grammar topics or something to that effect, you might say, grammatische Inyonim. This word at the end, inyonim, is the plural of another word.
Indian.
Inyan. Good. Was is an Inyan, Jochen?
Their topic or thing you're discussing.
Yeah, topic or subject or matter of discussion. Yeah, and Gitach, it's a Hebrew word, so it's spelled a little weird, but it's their Inyan, or so yes, if you want to talk about like topics in grammar or points in grammar, you might say grammatische Inyonim. Gut, aber sehr fein, das ist sehr schön zu hören. Ich bin zufrieden, was dein Buch ist, eine gute.
So, ich hab gehört 6 Prefixes. Kann ich sagen zu dir, als das ist die 6, was ich gehört, afar, ga, der, ba, ant und sei?
Ja, alles ist richtig.
6.
Ja,
Sehr gut.
alles in Ordnung. Ja, gut. So, das sind die Präfixen, so der Präfix,
ba,
die Präfixen, und ja, wie Gita hat schon gesagt, sind die 6 Präfixen far, ant, ge, ba, der, ste,
te.
ja, und das sind die 6. Gut.
Okay, sehr gut.
Sehr schön. Ja, und das sind alle Präfixen. Ja? Nicht Konverben. Konverben wie oismeiden, nonton, onmachen, was soll es sein? Präfixen wie verbinden, andecken, gewinnen, bespackungen, ich weiß nicht. Gut. Sehr schön. Okay, Eyshe Beirich, was machst du?
Nächten, de Medinash, Illinois, gibt mir a Probe, a Tester, zu tragen a Pistol. It's in zwei Parten. Eins is
Tailen. A part is a tail. Yep, Tailen. Their tail, the tail.
Your tail, detailen. Okay. So zwei Tailen.
Good. Yeah.
Eins is attested to schreiben entferen wegen Pistolen. Und the Zweitsig is so gay in a firing range.
After a shoss firing range, a shoss reja after a Schussfeld, name, Schussplatz.
Schussplatz.
No, ich sag firing range nicht. Ich meine, es ist etwas wie Schussfeld oder Schussplatz. Das darf sein.
Okay.
Gut. Ja.
Und so da. Und let's see. Ja, Baruch Hashem, mein Enkel bleibt gesund und ich habe geschrieben mein Drasche zu Darshan an Shabbos und alles gut.
Sehr schön.
Alles ist gut. Sehr schön.
Sehr schön zu hören. Mazel tov auf dein Examen. Wir können euch so einen Test. Ja, ein Examen ist meistens für Schulen, als man nimmt ein Examen oder wir machen ein Examen. Aber wir können das ja nutzen für andere Kontexten. Wir können euch so einen Test. Ja, ich mache einen Test. Test. Ja, alle werden verstehen, was der Test ist. Ja, und sehr, sehr kleine Sachen, was ich habe gehört. Erstens, sie ist der Mehrzahl, das heißt, der Plural von entfer ist entfers mit der Samech.
Ja.
Weil entferen ist ein Verb. Ja.
Entfers.
Ja,
ja, ich verstehe.
Ja, also ich kann entferen versus das sind die Entfers. Gut. Und sehr, 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 sehr klein, aber wir haben nicht getan, we haven't yet done our past tense stuff, so it's not something you should know necessarily, but to the past participle schreiben ist nicht geschreibt, aber geschrieben.
Geschrieben, ja.
Geschrieben.
Okay. Geschrieben.
Ja, sehr fein.
Mit der Jod.
Ja, nur als du weißt. Ja, das ist gut zu wissen.
Ja.
Gut. Generell, was machst du heute?
Oh, okay. Ich bin gut. Und ich bin gut und ich habe eine gute Woche. Ich will. Okay. So. Ich will euch Drätseln Gäxichthä.
Ja.
Was ist gewesen 2 Jahre zurück?
Ja, mit 2 Jahren zurück, ja, sehr schön.
Mit 2 Jahren zurück. Ich habe gefunden, how to say collection of books?
A Sammlung.
Ich habe gefunden.
Sammlung. Ja, a Sammlung. So it's like Zam at the front, like Z-A-M,
Oh,
Zam,
Zam,
and then Lung.
Zamblung.
Zamlung. Mit der
Zamblung.
Ja.
Okay. Ich habe gefunden, dem Zamblung, alle Zamblung von Shalom Aleichem.
Gut, sehr schön. Sehr schön. Alle Werk extra von Shalom Aleichem. Ja, sehr schön.
Bihar was it was they okay, hold on. Was they published? How to say published?
Good. Okay, let's talk about published. So the word for to publish is a Roiesgäbn. And that is so that is a converb. It's not a prefix, but a converb. So that means, can anyone tell me if I wanted to conjugate a Roiesgäbn and I wanted to say I publish, how would I say that? I publish. Wie sagt man das?
Ich gebe Rouis.
Gut. Sehr schön, Joachim. Ich gebe a Rouis. Ich gebe a Rouis.
Okay.
Yeah. So we tear off that Rouis and we put it after the conjugated verb. And then this is a little more complicated. If you want to say a thing was published, that is the passive voice. And the way we make the passive voice in Yiddish is with werden. So you say it like this. Das Buch ist herausgegeben geworden.
Oh, das Buch ist herausgegeben geboren.
Geworden, ja.
Geboren in in Amerika, in the Jahr von Shalom Aleichem Toight.
Ja, in 1916 meinst du?
1916, ja.
Ja, ist gestorben in 1916.
Das Buch ist in Yiddish.
Sehr schön. Ja.
Yeah, sehr schön. As was a good thing about it, as is given Autograph von sehr Freu, Olga Rabinovich.
Oh, sein Freu hat das untergeschrieben.
Ja.
Klasse mit. Sehr schön.
Ja.
Ja, das ist sehr
es ist given 6 Bücher.
Oh, 6 Bücher, sehr schön.
Ja. Der Preis ist Preis.
Der Preis, ja.
Ja.
Der Preis.
Der Preis haben sich bei $25 it started. It's
ja.
The price will be started.
Von die alle 6. Von die alle 6 ist 25.
Alle 6, yes.
Mציאה.
What?
Mציאה.
Mציאה, yes, I know, but listen to the story to me. Hold on. Aber der Mold ist gegangen, aber der $300. Ich habe getracht, die Buch ist nicht gegangen zu sein mein.
Gegangen zu was? Nein, gut, du hast es gut gesagt, aber zu was?
Die Bücher haben verkauft.
Du hast gemeint, als ob Emitzer hat sie schon gekauft.
Ja. Die Bücher haben verkauft $1,200.
Ja, jiddische Bücher sind nicht so wert. Ja, also man bezahlt nicht kein Sache für jiddische Bücher. Sehr interessant. Sehr interessant. Ja, so Menschen.
I could have a book if it costed less.
Ja, danke. Nu, ich darf sagen, man darf nicht bezahlen $1,000 für jüdische Bücher. Das ist nicht gut.
But it was a six. Es ist 6 Bücher und Autograph von
Ja,
sehr Freund.
aber in dem Fall bezahlt man für ein Unterhase. Das heißt, in that case, people are paying for the signature.
Yes.
Yeah, because the books
Ja,
themselves.
ja.
Yeah,
Ja, richtig.
yeah, the Sholem Aleichem's collected works are probably the most widely printed Yiddish book in the entire world. Yeah, as I understand, the Yiddish Book Center has a vault, literally in a mountain, which has floors and floors of Sholem Aleichem's collected works. So if you're looking for Sholem Aleichem's collected works, you can email the Yiddish Book Center, and they will send you a full collection of his collected works for very cheap. But obviously you miss out on the signature.
Yeah.
Von seinem Freund. Ja, aber ja, in dem Fall bezogen für ein Unterhasen, nicht für die Bücher. Ja, weil Yiddish books should not cost that much. You can get most Yiddish books should cost $8 to $15. You're paying more than that. Someone might be taking your money. Gut, sehr schön. Gut, oh ja, das ist eine Sache Geld. Das ist eine Sache Geld. Ja. Gut, sehr schön. Danke, Nele. Und jetzt wissen wir, wie viel es ist wert, in Unterhasen von Sholem Aleichem's Vibe. Okay. Goes for $1,000. It's pretty great. Gut. Lily, was machst du heim?
Alles ist in Ordnung. Wir will sein in Florida noch 3 Wochen. Unsere 16 Jahre Enkel von Chicago hat gekommen für 3 Tage.
Sehr schön.
3 days too much, too many. And this Sonntag, unsere Freund kommen euch sein mit uns.
Gut, sehr schön.
It's sehr cold in Chicago. Sehr, how would you say? It's very cold. It's sehr cold. Sehr cold. So we have many guests.
Ja, gut. Alle migrieren. Alle kommen durch und fahren Winter. Ja, sehr schön.
So alles ist okay.
Wie Gänsen. Ihr versteht Gänsen?
Gänsen.
Do you know what Gänsen are?
No.
Yep. You're flying south for the winter. Wie Gänsen.
Yes,
like,
yes. I know Gänsen.
Oh,
yeah. Wie geese.
Like here they call them the snowbirds. I think snowbirds. Gans is what? It's like it's a
goose.
Goose.
Yeah, geese.
Yeah.
So
in Chicago, then they call them snowbirds.
Ja, gut. Ja. A Gans is ein Goose and Gänsen is a Sach geese. Ja. Und Efter interessant, Chicago, Vereich. Does anyone know how you say?
It's a Polish word, by the way.
Yeah, it's Polish. Ja, danke, Polish.
Never heard of
Du hast es keinmal nicht gehört?
in Yiddish, ich habe nicht gehört. Ich weiß Polish.
Es ist voran in Yiddish. Ja, und Chicago heißt curious or interesting.
Ja, interesting.
Ja.
Interessant, ja.
Ja, es ist ein Synonym für interessant. Und wie sagt man auf Yiddish quotation marks?
Quotation.
I don't know.
Wie sagt man?
Paraphrase.
Nein. So hat zu tun mit Gänsen.
Gänsen? Ich weiß nicht.
A quotation mark in Yiddish sind Gänsenfieslich. Gänsenfieslich. Ja.
Fieslich.
Ja.
Fieslich.
Ja. Gitte guck auf, wie sie sehen aus. Ja. So sind Gänsenfieslich. Ja, danke, das ist das Wort Gänsenfieslich. Ja.
Gänsenfieslich.
Ja.
Also quotation, okay.
Ja, es ist doch andere Wörter, aber Gänsenfieslich ist ja verraten. Und man sagt das. Und man sucht die Wörter, Quotation Mark, du wirst sehen Gänsenfieslich. Ja, gut. Sehr schön. Dank, das ist schön, was du hast gesagt.
Das ist in Ordnung.
Ja, sag Gästen.
Ich habe eine Frage. Ich bin gut, I never heard it. To me, that has a different meaning.
Yeah, you can't say ich bin gut. Yeah,
Yeah.
Or at least it means I am
good at
I'm a
something.
righteous person or I'm behaving well, right?
Yeah,
So like
What
if
I
you-
am okay.
So we've talked about this before even. So if you go to
Yeah.
like I don't know, like a parent-teacher conference, let's say it's happening in Yiddish,
Yeah.
and you asked about like your child's behavior, and your teacher said something to the
That
effect,
is good.
"Oh, Z is good." That means
Z-
they're behaving well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if it's Moshe auf Berg Sinai und sagt, ich bin gut. Ja, als
Yeah.
hat the gewissen Koyach. Yeah, he's righteous.
Yes.
Versus if you want to say I'm doing well, you would instead say that the goodness is around you or to you. You know, so you would say mir is good,
Mir is good.
or things are good for me.
But still, if I had a good week, at least from what I heard, alles is in Ordnung. Ich
Ja.
habe gehabt eine gute Woche,
Ja,
but nicht, ich bin gut.
ja, alles in Ordnung, das arbeitet euch. Ja,
Ja.
nein, in Ordnung, das heißt, that not only that things are in order, but just that things are good. They're doing well. You don't need to
Yeah.
worry about much. In Ordnung. Or is it if you ask if like, oh, is this okay? You can say, oh, ist das in Ordnung? Und Menschen verstanden. Ja, gut, gerne.
Yeah, just ich habe eine Frage. Just a quick one. Because recently I found out that the cousin could be not only cousin or cousine, but it could be Schwesterkind.
Ja,
Is
in der
it necessarily Schwesterkind or it could be?
in der Remsen, gut. Okay, gut. So, generell so, als man hat gewisse Wörter auf Jiddisch für Sachen wie cousins. Ja, man hat Schwesterkind. Yeah, with the plural being Schwesterkinder, you know, just like Kinder,
Yeah.
Schwesterkinder. And then you have die Cousine or der Cousine or something to those of that effect. You know, here's the difference. Schwesterkind is the usual Yiddish word for cousin. Yeah, Schwesterkind, Schwesterkinder. However, particularly in the beginning of the 20th century, you get influence from Slavic and other languages, and people begin, especially in America, begin to refer to people as cousines because it's very similar to the English word cousin. You know, because it sounds just like it. They come from the same root. So yeah, you
Could
can
it
say
be a Bruderkind?
nein, alles sind Schwesterkinder.
It's
Yeah, alles
not
sind
necessarily from brother or sister. It comes
Nein.
always a sister.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
No.
Because it's actually not Schwester wie sister. It's
Mein Schwester's kind is mein Plemenik.
yeah.
Yeah.
Schwesterkind actually means sibling's child.
Yeah.
You know, because Schwester is a very, very old word for sibling. Very, very old. Word.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
that's where that comes from. So Schwesterkind, Schwesterkinder means my sibling's children.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then cousina is a similar word coming from a different root. But I'll be honest, I prefer personally Schwesterkinder, but you do hear cousina frequently, especially in like I would say probably Russian-speaking Jews who also speak Yiddish might say cousina, and also you hear it in America.
You
a
come
lot.
in the cuisine. There's a song famous.
Es gekommen na Cousine. It's basically better. But yeah, das ist grüne Cousine.
Eine Cousine.
Oibe Cousine ist grün, was heißt das?
Was du gesagt?
Oibe Cousine ist grün, was heißt das?
New immigrant.
Ja,
Yeah.
nein gekommen. Ja, nein gekommen. Sehr schön, gut. Nur zu kontrollieren, dass mir fast.
A grüne Cousine.
Ja, gut.
Grüne Cousine.
Ja,
Ja.
gut, sehr schön. Habe ich gehabt noch etwas zu sagen? Oh, ja, eine Sache, was ist mir eingefallen. Something we're doing a lot in this class, which is fine. It's not something I'm going to actually try to correct because I don't really see it as a huge deal. But if you ask the older guard of Yiddish teachers and Yiddish speakers how to say, I have a question, they're going to tell you a very specific phrase. Anyone know that phrase? And it's not Ich habe Frage.
Ich will fragen nach.
Ja.
Noch wir wissen etwas.
Ja, wir können sagen, ich will wissen. Das ist
Ich will fragen bei dir.
We can say ich will fragen bei dir. Even more common is ich will etwas fragen. Ich will etwas fragen. Ich will etwas fragen. So, just for your own knowledge, I'm not going to correct you with ich will etwas fragen because, to be honest, language changes, and I don't see it as a particularly threatening thing that people say ich will etwas fragen auf Yiddish. But if you ask someone who's a lot older than I am, especially if they're a Yiddish teacher who's a lot older than I am, they might demand that you say ich will etwas fragen. So
because it's a word-to-word translation. Ich habe Frage is a word-to-word translation of the English word.
Mizettos a bisschen wie an Anglicism.
Yeah, I see.
But the truth is there are many Anglicisms in Yiddish. Many of them are unavoidable, just because Yiddish has been in America for 160 years at least. So, I mean, throughout that, throughout that time, it's a bite.
Question, please. It seems to me that I heard growing up a fair amount people talked about kashas for questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and nicht mag the kasha, it was a warning. Don't ask a question because the Rebbe is going to tell you it's treif.
But the kasha is mehr wie a Frage. Okay, so hold on. So let's talk about all of this. This is good. This is good stuff because it's useful and it's also culturally relevant. So so starting first with this idea of Frage and ich will etwas fragen.
Yeah.
In Yiddish, it's considered more Yiddishlach to say ich will etwas fragen if you have a question. I'm just underlining this so you guys know, right? Because as a teacher, I want you guys to know all the variants. If you say ich will Frage, I'm not going to be like, actually, you should say it as, because in my opinion, it sounds about as pedantic as like, if someone goes, can I use the restroom? And you go, I don't know, can you? You know what I mean? Like it's in my opinion, it's not really a big deal. But just so you know, that might be a preferred way for some people. And then, of course, we have levels of questioning in Yiddish. And I'm going to talk about standard Yiddish here and Eastern Yiddish. I might mention Hasidic Yiddish after this because it's different in Hasidic Yiddish nowadays. Because I don't know how much you guys know about Hasidic Yiddish, but in the past, how long? I don't know. Basically, since the end of the Churban, Hasidic Yiddish has undergone its own very distinct evolution in sort of sound and content. Not that you won't be able to understand Hasidim, to be clear. So I'm not a native Yiddish speaker. You guys know this. And I speak standard Yiddish fluently, and I understand Hasidim just fine. And we have conversations just fine. There's really no communication barrier. But we'll get to that in a second. So in Yiddish, we have 3 words for question. We have die Frage, die Scheile, und die Kasche. So Gita Ku of Wie Mameloshen Ois. Wie Mameloshen Ois, that means how it's spelled. So Oislegen means to spell something. So die Frage, die Scheile, die Kasche. Does anyone want to wager? By the way, Frage comes from Germanic languages. Scheile comes from Hebrew. Kasha comes from Aramaic. And that actually has relevance to what they mean. Does anyone have an idea what the difference between a Frage, a Scheile, and a Kasha might be?
A Scheile is for a Rebbe. So posken a Scheile to enter a inquiry wegen Halacha or Yiddish. So Scheile was always, I'm sorry to go into English here, was always kind of a technical term. And that I could say with some certainty, but my original question is really what's the difference between a kasha and a frage?
Oh, we're going to get that.
Because what I heard growing up all the time was, nicht mag the frage. So I'm listening.
Good. So the difference has to do actually with Talmudic Hebrew and Aramaic is actually where it comes from. And so what's happening between frage and shaila and kasha is that Yochan's exactly right. A shaila is traditionally what you'd ask a Rebbe, or actually, let me. I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys today, so I hope it sticks. But I'll also say this: what is the difference between a rov and a rebbe? A rov and a rebbe.
Oh, rebbe is a respected person. Rob is a rabbi.
Well, rov is a rabbi.
A rov is a misnagid, and a rebbe is a chassid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, could Reb be used as addressing somebody?
It could.
Yeah, because if you read the Shalom Aleichem, and when we're talking to milkman, with the Tev milkman, we call him Rebbe.
Yeah, but
we call him Rebbe.
They call him Rebbe. Not Rebbe. I can assure you, people are not walking around calling each other Rebbe.
Yeah, Rebbe. You call him Rebbe.
So we have Rov, Rebbe, and then of course we have the Yiddish version of Mr., which is Reb. Reb, of course, comes from like the same root as Rebbe in Rov, just meaning Lord, Master, wise person, Mr., et cetera, et cetera. Even in English, right? The word Mr. comes from Meister, which means master. It's the same derivation. But at any rate, we have a difference between Rov and Rebbe. Der Rov is a rabbi in how we use it in modern English context. So my rabbi is a Rov. A Rov. And if you would ask a Shaila, you could say it to a Rov or a Rebbe, but more frequently you'd ask it to a Rov because there would just be more Rovs around you. What Yochanan said about a Rov is a
misnagid.
Is a misnagid and a Rebbe is a chassid. Das is euch emes as a Rebbe is really a Hasidic Rebbe. That's really what Rebbe means. It's a tzaddik by the Hasidim is really what a Rebbe is. So a Rebbe is a much more. It carries not only a certain spiritual weight, but obviously a certain class and dynastic weight to it in the Hasidic community, right? So that's important to know. Just sorry, I heard the word Rebbe and I had to mention that. So with that out of the way,
keep going.
With that out of the way, we have the Fraga, the Shaila, and the Kasha. So a Shaila is traditionally what you could ask a Rov or a Rebbe, and it has to do with like a Talmudic inquiry, or really with halochet. Halochet. That's just the Yiddish way of saying halacha. Halochet. So Shailas are something that is difficult to figure out. It might have different answers. And that's why you ask a Rov, right? Because that's the person who will try to kind of tell you the answer. Shaila can also be used in Yiddish in more secular context, just to mean a question that is very difficult and has multiple answers, and that might take someone a long time to explain. So this is a Shaila. Lily,
in Hebrew, Sheila is just a question. Second, Sheila, yes, Sheila,
Das ist zu dem, was auf Hebräisch sagt man nicht Frage, als man sagt nicht Hafraga oder etwas sonst, als man hat schon Frage auf Jiddisch. Das ist unsere gewöhnliche Frage. Shaila is a bisschen hecher, es ist meistens ein bisschen hecher. Now, kashe, it comes from Aramaic. It carries a certain higher register to it in standard Yiddish and like Eastern Yiddish too. Akasha might not even have an answer. It might be something. It might be a mystical question. It might be something that should not be asked. It might be something that is very difficult to answer, or that has really no way of answering it. It's the most difficult of the three levels of question is a kasha. Traditionally speaking, if I used kasha in a conversation with my Yiddish-speaking friends, I would probably mean it to be something that, like, to me, I know you probably might hear a Yiddish speaker translate like, sein oder nicht sein, das ist die Frage. To me, that would really be a kasha because there's no answer to it. It's really difficult. It's a paradox. It's difficult. Das ist a kasha, and it comes from the Aramaic word we see that means hard or difficult. That's where it comes from. Kasha, something that's hard or difficult. However, this is important to know, is that some people use kasha as the default word for question. In particular, this happens among Hasidim, among whom the word kasha is the normal word for question. So I've talked with Hasidic friends of mine, and if they ask if I have a question, they ask me if Husti Kasha. That's what they'll ask. Okay.
Ich hab gehört Kasha. Ich meine, was die sagst, Kasha ist a hohe etwas. Ich hab gehört zu sagen, a gitte Kasha, man redet a Kasha mit discuss that Kasha, also ich habe gehört der Wort Kasha jetzt.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Maybe food. Kasha is also food. No, Kasha.
Nein, aber es ist nicht derselbe Wort.
Kasha is a kasha.
It's a homonym.
But also in Yiddish.
Not the same
No,
word.
it's come from Russian, so basically.
Yeah, of course. Russian, Polish, many.
Ja, aber Lily, das ist ein anderer Schweirisch. Ja, das ist Taka ein anderer Schweirisch. Ja. Was ist ein Schweirisch?
What's his what?
What is a Schweirisch? I said that was another Schweirisch.
Shoresh is a root.
Good, yeah. It's a root of a Hebrew word, right? A Schweirisch. That's a Schweirisch.
Sure.
How do you say that in modern Hebrew, Lily?
Shoresh.
Oh, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's the root. It comes from something in Aramaic meaning to be hard or difficult or perplexing, I'm pretty sure. Okay, good. Okay, good.
Eens wegen Kasha. Mein Cousin, Schwesterkind, Josef Antelman, hat gesagt, ob du magst, der Kasha, the answer is sistreif.
Yeah, good.
In other words, don't ask the question.
Yeah, sehr schön. Yeah, and those are the time as if you're already asking a kasha, it's already so complex, already, right? That if you need to go to that level, it's straight. Yeah, good.
Thank you. This was a great clarification because his comment is a lot funnier and more ironic, understanding that this is the most difficult level of inquiry.
Yeah,
which I didn't realize. So thank you.
Yeah, or at least that's how it's been taught to me. I'm not a Talmudicist. I'm not very good at those things, but this is how I learned it. This is wie es Leute help mich gelernt. Okay, good. People who do know taught it to me this way, so blame them, or maybe blame me. Anyway, so lass mir reden wegen andere Themes. Heinz, wollen wir mamschig sein mit unser Indien von...
Mark, du darfst reden mit Mark.
Oh, you can skip me. We're running late.
Oh, ich wollte dich fragen. Mark, du willst nicht reden? Du, sag mir ein paar Wörter, nur ein paar Wörter.
Mir ist gut. Es gewesen Gitterwoch.
Gut. Ich habe gerettet, Marken. Sehr schön. Okay, gut. Und wir können rüber zu unserer Themen. Nu, ich habe gebeten, als ihr sollt öfter Guck geben in Berle zu sehen, ob ihr könnt gefunden Präfixen in dem Text. Habt ihr gefunden Wörter mit Präfixen? Und ob so, wo sind die Wörter? Ihr versteht?
Versteht, aber ich habe nicht gehabt Zeit.
Gut, ja, alles in Ordnung. Gito, du hast geguckt?
Hast du Zeit zu Recording, was ist Mugetin, du hast geweint, Berla für uns, und das gewesen sehr gut zu hören. Maybe öfter kannst du es noch einmal ziehen für die Berla?
Ja, aber ich meine, ich habe schon gelernt, den Teil.
Zwei, okay.
Ja. Es ist nicht so kein Präfix in die erste.
Oh, this is delayed.
Maybe we can together look at
Ja, lass mir einen Guck geben. Ja, gut. And when I keep saying, lass mir einen Guck geben, Guck geben. What does a Guck geben mean?
Let's take a look.
Good, yeah.
Take a look.
Good. Yeah. While in Yiddish, if you want to express that it's a very short, quick action, you can use it with geben or ton. Yeah. So you can say a cook ton or a cook geben, and it just means to give a look. Okay. Oh, and I don't have screen sharing privileges. Cary, do you happen to be there by any chance? Ich hoffe es ja.
I'm here.
Oh, yay. Can I have screen sharing privileges?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
You know what? I'm after the beginning of the class, I'm in no position to say no right now. All right, there you go.
Thank you so much. Okay, good. All right, and I already see some prefixes in the very beginning.
Oh, to be.
So let's just talk a little bit about what we see.
In America.
Just because I want to see, I want to spend some time thinking about them in context. What they mean, what they are doing. And I am already drawing on the screen. One moment. Let's put this down there.
America.
Okay, there we go. I'm going to write on my screen with my mouse, and I hope this works. So, when Berla is gekommen, okay, this ge here, is that a prefix or something else?
Prefix, I think.
Past participle.
Es ist Tage der Partizip. When I say prefix, I am talking about those immovable parts of the verb that are part of the stem itself. Like gewinnen or geschehen. In this case, this ge is a part of the past participle, right? That we put on all verbs, not just a couple. So geschrieben, gekommen, und so weiter. But I'm already seeing that we have a prefix, for example, here, ba.
Gefällt. Not gefällt.
Good. Wo ist gefällt? Otazoi. Great. These are both wonderful example of prefixes. So we have gefällt and begegnen. Sehr schön. So here are our prefixes in the wild. We know that ge and ba don't do too much nowadays in terms of meaning, but it's still interesting to note. So we have here, aber es hat gefällt, die heimische Romantischkeit. Was heißt gefällt? Actually, I'm realizing that's not a prefix because it's from a different verb, which is felon.
To like.
Which is not to like, it's to miss. Oh, sorry.
Gefällt.
Missed. He missed it.
Felon. Felon. So felon means to miss. This isn't to miss. To miss. This is not gefällt as in to like, as in es gefällt mir. It's the past tense of felon, which means to miss something. Gefällt. But we do have a prefix here with begegnen. So we have legt sich sehr oft begegnen mit seiner ermöglicher Gewähren von Russland. Was heißt begegnen?
To meet.
To meet. And this word, this prefix ba doesn't do too much. It's not very useful. But it's at least there and you can recognize it. I didn't realize that would travel with me. Okay. So we have things like Begegnen defined, verzogen, wäre genug zu arbeiten für andere. Lomizen.
America,
Arbeit.
And so gut. Wenn nicht, werde ich vorstellen, darüber zu Konverben. Und wir werden reden wegen Konverben. Lomizen. Nein. Sorry, I'm reading pretty fast here. I'm trying to see.
Zu schnell für mir.
Ja.
Schnellster wie mir.
Gefahren or not?
Nein, das ist ein Partizip. Gut. Okay, ich habe gefunden noch ein Präfix. Batzolen. Batzolen. Was ist der Unterschied zwischen Zollen und Batzolen?
Batzolen means like you're paying. Batzolen to pay. Batzolen.
Yeah.
You're like a debt. Batzolen.
In this case, ba is a perfect synonym for Zollen. Batzolen maybe has more of a connotation of you're paying someone. But batzolt, or we pay for it. But they mean basically the same thing, that ba is there just for just for a very small nuance. Good. Ich meine es.
It doesn't mean past tense, but soon, like he paid.
No, because so if I wanted to say he paid, how would I say that in Yiddish?
Hat bezahlt.
Hat bezahlt.
Oh, hat bezahlt.
Because here it says, nor der Yid hat bezahlen nicht gewollt. It's a little bit of a weird sentence structure, but the actual past participle is gewollt. You might rewrite this as, der Yid hat nicht gewollt bezahlen.
He didn't want to pay.
Exactly. Hat nicht gewollt bezahlen. Good. Does that wie? Looks like there's not as many. Oh, good. Here's another one. Versorgte. Versorgte. How would you understand versorgen?
Really worried.
How do we know that?
Intensification of Zorgen.
What does it? I'm writing this with my mouse, so it's not going to be very pretty.
Shame.
I think I'm nailing it. There we go.
Mazel tov. Sehr gut.
Versorgen.
With the mouse.
Versorgen. Good. Jochen is exactly correct. This is meaning one of far, where it adds to the meaning of Zorgen. And what does Zorgen mean?
Worry.
You worry. You have worry.
And far added onto it has the idea of that not only are you worried or a little worried, but you're concerned. Good. You're not only a little worried, but you're concerned.
Very worried.
Concerned.
Intensely worried.
I'm there. Guys, you want to come here?
That is wie.
Okay.
Good. Noch a prefix.
Whatever you want. Whatever, no problem. Thank you. Fine. Thank you.
Noch a prefix. Gut. Was heißt verzweifelte? Verzweifelte. It comes from a verb verzweifeln.
Die Freude ist gestanden, verzweifelte und hat
verzweifeln heißt. Well, does anyone know what zweifelen means? Zweifelen?
No.
Zweifelen means to doubt something. Ich zweifel. Ich zweifel. So what does verzweifeln mean?
Very doubtful.
Very doubtful. Same thing. You see how using the far, it takes the base of zweifel and turns it into something a little stronger. Is there he's full of doubts. He's full of doubts.
Does it have a common root with the number 2, 2? Or it's just similar?
That's an interesting thought, but I don't think so. I don't think it has the same.
Doubt, so it's a as. So okay, that's fine.
Noch a prefix da. Verspätigt. Verspätigt. Was heißt verspätigt?
To be late.
Good. Now, here's the question. What meaning of far is this? Is this to make an excess? Is it to negate? Or is it to make something into something?
Einsach.
I think maybe the third one.
Why do you think the third one, Mark?
Because spät is like an adjective.
Good. It's just like if we verjiddish something, it's to make it Jewish, or if you are to I don't know, far Amerikanisiert something, you're making it American, or if you're verteichen something to turn it into teich, verspätigen something is to make it late. Verspätigen. So if you want to say I'm late, I'm so sorry, you can say ich hab sich verspätigt. Das heißt, I made myself late.
How is that in the context of, how is that word used in the context of the sentence, like the rest of the sentence?
Gut, es sagt, alle haben
Alle haben
Mistome getracht wegen ihr sich.
ein Sach. Actually, we might need the full context, so I'll just read it very quickly. It has, der Konduktor hat gekrogen a Polizist in Gas. Der Polizist hat rausgeführt den Jiden vom Car und die Car ist weg. In Car ist geworden still, man hat aufgehört zu lesen in die Zeitungen. Alle haben Mistome getracht wegen ein Sach. Verspätet zu der Arbeit. Ja, das heißt, this
very late to work.
Ja, was ist a Polizist? Was ist a Polizist?
I think, is it a policeman?
Yeah, a policeman. A policeman. So the conductor ended up with a policeman in the street. And the policeman had rausgeführt den Jiden, had taken a Jew out of the car, or a guy out of the car, and was away.
Many, isn't it Eden? Not Eden.
Nein, dem Jiden. Ja,
dem Jiden.
Man needs nicht dem mit Plural. Ja,
it's man.
Ja.
Dem
Eden. This Jew.
Yid is one of those rare words that can take an N at the end if it's in the dative case. Like mit dem Zayden, mit dem Menschen, mit dem Jiden. Yeah, or mit dem
Mamen. A briefele der Mamen.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening here. Yeah. So dem Jiden from Car und die Car ist weg. So the policeman interfered with the train car, and in Car is geworden still. Man hat aufgehört zu lesen die Zeitungen. Was heißt, man hat aufgehört zu lesen die Zeitungen?
So they stopped reading the newspaper.
Ja, und alle haben Mistome. Was heißt Mistome? Probably. Good. Mistome getracht wegen ein Sach. So everyone began to stop reading their newspapers, the car got interrupted, and everyone began probably thinking about the same thing. Wegen ein Sach. Verspätigt zu der Arbeit. They're all going to be late to work. Yep. Und sie geht weiter.
What it's saying is that they're all thinking that this is going to be a lateness to their work. It's kind of like what Mark said, an adjective. It's going to be a lateness to work.
So
we will be late.
It's going to be.
So what's happening here is that, do we all see this word in the middle, spät?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's meant late.
Yeah. Spät means to be late, or just late in general. Yeah. What's happening with far is that it's turning spät into a verb. So it's not late, but to be late. Yeah. And then once it's turned into a verb, the author is turning it into a past participle. Verspätigt, as in geschrieben or gekommen or whatever. Und verspätigt means that they were all going to be late to work. A longer version might be alle haben Mistome getracht wegen ein Sach. Sie wollen sich verspätigen, or sie wollen verspätigt werden zu der Arbeit, or something to that effect. You know, they're going to be delayed or late to work. Gut. Ja.
Ja.
Sehr schön. Das heißt es. Hold on.
Getracht. After this, isn't it also a prefix? Barely had gelegen.
Okay, it's a past tense.
Ja, getracht, ja, das ist a past tense.
Hab getracht.
Ja, getracht, das ist past tense. Okay.
Gearbeitet, is das a prefix?
Das ist past tense euch. Ja, das ist past tense.
Past tense, okay, yeah.
Yeah. As this is,
if you have in front of it, so you probably.
This is why these prefixes are so important. It's because they look as if they might be some regular features of the language, and they are, but they also carry specific nuances that are different from how they might appear in other places. So something to the effect of, trying to see if we might have something here. Ja,
Beirich.
Ein Sturm, Dicken.
Beirich Schwester hat gemein, als was sie hat.
But as you might be able to see, and this might be the more productive thing before we have to go, what you might be able to see is that virtually everywhere we see a different kind of prefix. Yeah? Durchgehen. We see Eyshe sein. We see, let's get weiter. Wir sehen, oh, good. Hold on. Here's a great prefix. This is a really good one. Okay. Fleckt.
Verschickt.
Ja, verschickt. Sagt, fleckt trachten. Ich, was haben geworfen Bombes, das heißt, me, who threw bombs, bin gegangen, geschmied in Ketten, went smithed into chains or bound in chains, gewen verschickt kein Sibir. If someone is verschickt kein Sibir, what does that mean?
He's sent to the Siberia.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
very strongly, like he was forced to go for ship.
Yeah, exactly. Not just sending someone, it's the excess of
transported or exiled.
He was deported. He was deported to Siberia. He was sent off to Siberia, might be a good translation. He was sent off, or he was made to be sent, forced to be sent. Verschickt. Verschickt kein Sibir. But as you'll notice, we see a different kind of prefix virtually everywhere in almost every single sentence. What kind of prefix is that? And in Yiddish, we don't even use the word prefix.
Was a separable. Was it converb?
Yeah, converben. Converben. It's important to note that the word converb does not refer to a verb, but separable prefixes. Converb. Converb. And these converben are what we're going to work on next time. We're going to talk about how to use them, how to conjugate them, what they mean.
Rouiskefan is to gain a rice, go away, get out of here.
Yeah. In many cases, these separable prefixes have a very clear meaning just from looking at them. Unlike the other prefixes, the 6 prefixes we just worked on, right? You can't look at those 6 and know what they mean right off the bat. It's virtually impossible unless you know the specific meanings of every prefix, right? That's why we taught them. Separable prefixes, on the other hand, often have lots of clues to what they mean because separable prefixes are a little more penetrable than other things. So, that being said, Ashenim Dank for Heinz.
I get to that.
Ashenim Dank for dear.
Die kommen dicke
Nachemolle Machaya. So In Mameloshen mit Freunden, das ist eine gute Sache.
Ja, warte. Gut. Sei mir gesund alle.
Okay, sei
gesund. Bye.
Sei gesund.
Sei gesund. Seid gesund.
Dasselbe